Alright, guys, here we go again with another of our Evolution Consulting info updates. This one being recorded the 15th of August 2016 at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Market just opened, excuse me, which means, as you can tell, I've been up all night. And why? Why would I do that? In my younger days, I used to do that for fun, but now I do that only for such important tasks as making sure all the folks that have subscribed to Switch and Signal can wake up Monday morning and have a fresh copy of Switch and Signal in their inbox to take advantage of an otherwise completely convoluted market. As I look over my shoulder at FinViz, I've just decided we got what S&P 2190. Screw it, the S&P's going to 1,000,000. All right, so for those of you that have subscribed to Switch and Signal that are also watching this, you know what to do. All right, we got the Dow pushing up on 18.6.5. So those are, again, for those of you that are reading Wirehouse, know those are significant levels. However, this is not a market update. This is an info update, and it was actually inspired by a conversation I had all last night, this morning, starting to blur together. With truly a truly brilliant guy. I'm not going to mention him by name, or I'm not going to mention his Twitter handle, but I talk about inspiring some really brilliant thought and some really brilliant conversation, the kind of stuff that I get up in the morning and when I see stuff like that, and I go, oh hell yeah, at least people are thinking, man. So, but here's the deal. All right, this has to do with the election and a mentality. All right, especially, and this is kind of geared more towards active traders. Again, I know it's not a market update, it's an info update, but this is something I want folks that are really trading the market on either a day-to-day basis or actively managing their own portfolios, actively managing their own investments, and that understand that we are in a day and age now where fortunes really can be made. Okay, and like I said, there's two different approaches. As you guys know, I did the alt news thing, and there's only so much bitching and whining and complaining and moaning, and we're going back to 1776 type crap I can take before I just go, F it. Obviously only 10% of the people that I'm speaking to really understand what I'm saying. So this info update's for my 10 percenters out there. It's for Evolution's 10 percenters. Okay, and it's got to do with the election. And I know we just did an election kind of update with the forecasting of who's going to win, why, and what, and how. But the point of the story is, guys, and this is one of those, if you don't listen to anything else I say, this should be one of them kind of things. Okay, I discussed the election from a conservative, a Democrat, a left, a right, a two-party kind of paradigm at the moment only for trading purposes and for perception and for trading perception purposes, okay? I don't know how to put this any other way other than the fact that I really do not give a rat's ass who wins this election. I really don't, okay? And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. The only thing I personally vote for, and the only thing I think any of those 10 percenters that are out there, the only thing we vote for is our bank account, okay? How do you position the trades? How do you position the speculations? How do you position the commodities such that no matter who wins, you win? Okay, and if you don't think that's the mentality at the very top of the food chain, then you're out of your friggin' mind. Okay, but it's important, especially, and I freely admit it. Okay, I'm a news junkie. It's what I do for a living. Okay, it's very easy to get caught up in the left and right and who's right, the conservatives and their principles on this and the Democrats. Guys, it's a dog and pony show. Okay, just keep that in mind. Observe it, watch it. Be arbitrary about it. All right, that's really. I know it seems like such a very generalized and glaringly obvious point, but the idea of taking a side, okay, and having an emotional investment in one side or another. First of all, as I've often said, I'm very proud of this. I don't have any emotion. I had emotion once, and it was horrible. But from a political perspective, and I've openly said this many times, I really do want to see Trump win. And the only reason I want to see Trump win is because I know that he's A, part of the new management team I often reference, and B, he's going to make a lot of the trades that we've recommended work better. That's it. That's the extent of my emotional connection to this election, is that I want to see him win, if for no other reason than it's good for the trades, and it's good for certainly, those that acted on the trades that we've recommended. It's going to be good for you guys as well. But as we move forward into this election, we haven't even started with the general debates yet. Okay, And if you're watching it the way I do, purely for what are the idiots going to believe, and how does that affect the market, and how do I arbitrarily get ahead of that trend, then hell yeah, you're doing it right. Okay, but to buy into either side's narrative, don't do it. Okay, detach. Okay, 30,000-foot view is what I call it. Take a 30,000-foot satellite picture of the battlefield and see, where the money is going to move as a result of rhetoric. And as a glaring example, guys, being proven correct again, I'll just give you a quick example of what I mean by this. We had, I don't know, mass shooting number 947,000 at this point in Milwaukee, or a police and citizen, or police and civilian-related shooting, right? And of course, Milwaukee, right on schedule, goes batshit nuts. Okay, and what is that good for? Okay, well, that's good for our taser trade. Okay, that's going to drive that taser body camera business. That's going to drive the taser stun gun business. That's going to drive more gun control rhetoric. Okay, oh, we have to ban. We're going to start all over with the same stuff. Oh, it's ban the AR-15, ban this kind of gun, ban that kind of gun, guys. Smith and Wesson, Ruger, Vista Outdoors. Okay, it's going to do well for those kind of trades. That's the extent to which I look at that social narrative. Okay. So the point of the story, though, is as we move into the election, if you don't think that one of the Democrat issues is going to be gun control and banning, again, this type of gun, that type of gun, whatever the case may be, of course it's going to be. Does that really mean anything? Do they really have any intent on banning any kind of firearm specifically? No, because it's the same rhetoric that's been going on for the last 10 years. Okay? So, what does that mean for us? You don't pick a side. Okay, and that's something that you'll catch flack for every once in a while. Well, what do you mean you're not a Republican or a Democrat? I said because anarcho-capitalist, species-centric libertarian doesn't fit on a business card. Okay, so reality check. You don't pick a side in this election. You don't pick a side in any election. Okay, you take a step back. Okay, and you do what the absolute top of the financial food chain does. Because I got news for you, it works. Okay, you win either way. You position such that you win either way. All right, so I know that's kind of a very macro concept, or a very somewhat idealistic concept, but we're coming up, I know, on the general debates, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you don't think that the general debates are going to be an absolute shit show of magnanimous proportions, you are out of your mind. The very purpose of this election is to destroy the system, never mind either party, and it's working so far. Okay, there has been more damage done to the political paradigm in the United States and either party therein associated than, as far as I'm concerned, has ever been done in the history of modern politics. Okay, this is I'm telling you, if Trump really needed a nickname, Demolition Man comes to mind. Okay, so that being said, it's going to be very easy to get caught up in that left-right stuff. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be entertaining as hell. I'm looking forward to the debates just for my own sheer sick, morbid entertainment, because it's just going to be, I'll tell you right now, Trump's going to pound her into the ground. All right? When you look at his face, okay, that's a man possessed by pure, absolute, I dare say, psychotic determination. So to that capacity, I can give him a thumbs up. But the reality is, guys, it's going to be very interesting, okay, to watch these debates, all right? And it's going to be very tempting to pick a side. Just before you do that, stop, think about your bank account, think about your trades, think about your positions. If you're a Switch and Signal subscriber, okay, please do think about your trades. Refer to Switch and Signal. If you subscribe to Wirehouse, which I highly advise you do, the most recent edition that we sent out has an article in it that, again, you can call it self-promotion if you want, but it's the kind of stuff that where even I look and go, oh, wow. That was a really solid piece. So, that being said, guys, refer to that stuff if you do subscribe to it, the Switch and Signal and Wirehouse, and just don't pick a side. That's all I got to say. I know it sounds like a cop-out, it sounds kind of lame, but don't pick a side. Just choose your own bank account over the paradigm, because I got news for you. This election there's the marionette strings of two extremes, your extreme right wing and your extreme left wing. And it's about making those two extremes of either side completely irrelevant. And I'm not going to get into the details of that here, as to the who, what, when, where, and why. That's Wirehouse level stuff. As a matter of fact, we discussed that in this Saturday we sent it out. This month's edition of Wirehouse. If you do subscribe and you would like a copy of the current month, email me. Let me know. Okay, or I'll probably just send it anyway. But that being said, guys, again, I know, not really, a market update kind of video, but for those of you that are trading, just trade the perception, okay? Because I mean, this election that's going on, guys, it's the marionette strings all day. All right, so again, hope everybody's making money out there. Hope you guys are enjoying these info updates and market updates. I am having a hell of a lot of fun making them, and like I said, it's team 10%er, man. That's it. It's about individual prosperity at this point, and that's what I'm here to help with. And pending a conversation I had on Twitter, okay, there's a 90% and a 10% for a reason, and it's all about mentality and it's all about mindset for the most part. There's some other stuff, but it's all about mentality and it's all about mindset. All right, and I hope. And the reason I share this stuff publicly, as you know, I've had my frustrations, especially with the alt-right community, where it's just like, I'm presenting the information. The whole point is to be actionable and be able to invest on, be able to trade, improve your own life over it, not bitch, whine, moan, and complain, and paddle the canoe of civilization in the wrong direction. Okay, so that being said, the reason I continue to share this stuff publicly, A, as I've said, it's a creative outlet for me, and B, I know there's those 10%ers out there, and you guys have been subscribing, and you guys have been sending some great feedback, and I thank you for that, by the way. Something else I did want to say, in this particular market update video, we've been getting some really, really great comments on our YouTube videos that we're doing. We're getting some fantastic comments and compliments on the podcast, on Wirehouse, on Switch and Signal, so again, my sincerest thank you to all the folks that have been kind of encouraging us along. And that's, by the way, that helps, guys. When people encourage us, it kind of reminds us that there is that 10% out there that we do this for. The extreme left and the extreme right, they have all their voices, okay? You want left-wing radio? May I advise NPR. You want right-wing? You got, Fox, and you got Rush Limbaugh, and you got Sean Hannity and all those guys. I'm here doing this for the 10% in the middle that just kind of look at both sides and go, you're all fucking morons, and I'm going to make a buck at your expense on both sides because you're not thinking clearly. So that's the 10% mentality, guys. All right, so that being said, as always, again, thank you very much. Be good. Everything really is a transaction.